Evans, congratulations. It was a difficult build-up. Of course, what happened earlier, the video of you guys running a couple of weeks before the event. How difficult was it, that preparation?
Just flip the car twice. They're saying that it's cosmetic, but I don't know if it will be fixed before the next event, if we're still doing the ARC.
We finished the car 2 days before the start.
Before I left on Wednesday, just did a quick run, just a small 10 km drive to just feel it. And by the time we were coming back to the workshop, we were sure the clutch had gone.
It was the wrong place which was fitted in the car.
We had to demolish the car that night. We spent the night here doing the clutch, which we luckily managed to get. We fitted the clutch. By morning, we just loaded up the car to the trailer and left for Naivasha.
When we left here, me as a technician, I started realizing that the gearbox had a problem because there was some funny noise coming from the gearbox.
First day we had scrutineering, which we went and did well. We had our COVID tests, which were done, and we all passed.
Thursday itself was a recce day for us. A little bit tricky, just only doing one loop. We're used to two loops. One loop to write the notes, then reconfirm, the second loop. So that it just gives you the confidence in the loop. We come Friday, we had our practicing stage in the morning, qualifying in the afternoon, and possibly a shakedown if you wish, later in the day. Driving it in the qualifying, we just did one lap of the qualifying and we were sure there was something wrong because it didn't have as much power as it normally would. The clutch was feeling okay, we were happy about that, but I was just, I just put a small asterisk, mental note, they're lacking a bit of power. But before you enter service, it's a small holding area. So we drove all the way to the holding area, but before we could get there, we started hearing a lot of clunking noise.
Once they got to the control, the car stopped. It couldn't move.
I tried so hard, that thing refused. And by the time we realized something was really wrong, another driver stopped us, Giancarlo Benito.
And all of a sudden we saw the oil was coming from the SAM. So we knew definitely there's something wrong.
You cannot get any outside assistance. And that time the gearbox had actually locked. So the thing couldn't roll out. You can't drive it, you can't push it, you can't do anything. It had locked kabisa. So some small ingenuity, we actually put it on chucks, lifted the car and actually pushed it out. Then from there, the mechanics were able to work on it.
So we took the sump off, we saw there was a hole in the gearbox, then we realized, okay, then the problem is more severe than we thought. So we had to jack the car out, remove it out of the park family with a jack, place it somewhere out of the park family. We took off the front shafts, then tow it to the service point. That's where our real problem started.
Hizi narrative inanichosha.
When we opened the gearbox, we found out the crown with bolts were loose. Like 3/4 of them were already opened and were running all over in the gearbox.
We didn't know what actually we would do because we didn't have a spare parts, and that one was just brand new. So the first bit of trouble is trying to figure out where to get a gearbox, if anyone within that area had one.
You can imagine, and it was in the evening, so we started running around looking for the gearbox, which we didn't find at the service point.
So as I was telling Gilbert, this is a playback from Nakuru Rally, and I hate having to do these things all over again.
Luckily, we made a few calls here and there, got a gearbox from Nairobi.
My challenge was to be able to get to Nairobi on time and get back because of course we have a curfew. Called the person I was to meet, one guy on a motorbike. We were to meet somewhere midway. Him picking the gearbox, coming towards Naivasha, and me coming towards him. I was able to do that, and I made it, well, in the nick of time.
Open the 2 gearboxes, figure out what would work where, funga one gearbox together, build one gearbox and actually put it into the car. All that work actually went, I think, till 3 a.m.
The car was ready. We tested it a bit. It was running fine.
We were allowed to rescrutineer at 6 in the morning. So me and the navigator had to be there early in the morning at 5 to just have a feel of the car and make sure it's fine before we drive it into Park Farm. Because from there we can't touch it. It's up to organizers, scrutineers.
Managed to fix the car. They just say the next day in the morning, by the time rally was starting, we were on the line for the start, and it was quite fantastic. So that was good.
And today was
Gari iko sawa, ni power haina kabisa, so sijui kama ni flat.
One cable came off of the sprayers, the nozzle sprayers on board. That small bit of pipe, probably 1 foot long, something like that. Just that costed about 10 minutes. And when you're going through mud, that water is the most important thing you've ever seen. And in the morning, because on Friday it had rained, we had now proper mud. So all this stuff, when you go through it at speed, it all comes to your windscreen. And imagine you can't drive it off. So a lot of our notes were actually driving by faith, because then you have to commit to a note and you can't see the road at all.
Come this side, continue from the other side.
I went off at some point and I hit some rocks on the left-hand side, the navigator side. So that gave us a puncture. And because of where we are, by the time we figured out where we could stop, because it was all marsh all around us, we wasted so much time in that area. So much time. I think Duncan overtook us at that point.
Well, unfortunately, we have learned that we are running 20th. But that's, I think, after the third stage, after we got a puncture. It really had a problem, the tire coming off. It took us a lot of time, and the car behind us had to overtake us. That's and yeah, but we're going to try out this time round and keep out of that. We sorted out all the messes that we had.
We had a very, very wet first stage, and let me say it was not bad. We tried our level best to give some good times, because we finished 11th on that first stage, which was quite recommended for us, being the first time you're doing this kind of competition setting. So, which means the good things coming up.
Second loop, we knew we were going to push. But as fate would have it.
Unfortunately, the car started having a miss. So throughout the day, we're running around with a miss.
Entire 3 sections. So all those videos of us, driving like maniacs and sounding as if you're driving a champion, that's for real. Those 3 entire sections. So, at that point, I even felt like just quitting the rally, to be honest with you, until I got to the service park and I was told, hey, even after all that rubbish, I decided to stay on.
The problem was actually one of the coil failed, and we managed to fix it. The other spare coil, we managed to fix it.
second day was started off well. The aim was just to stay in the rally. Secretly, my aim was just to, do the best I possibly could. 2 stages were so slippery in the morning, and when you don't have 100% power, the stages are that slippery, it just gets very tricky. Was very tight with trees all over the place, and I didn't want to go out this time around, so we were very careful to just make sure we come back. So where we pushed it was the 3rd stage, which was Kedong. That one we gave it our all, even our power issue. We can't do anything about the power right now. We have to get back to Nairobi to sort it for the next event. But so far, that stage I tried. I gave it my best shot. I don't have any regrets for that stage. Halfway through it, we had no brakes. None whatsoever, not with the handbrake, not the pedal brakes, nothing. I think we had cut rear left brake pipe. But I gave it my all. Evo. So everywhere that we didn't need to sliding through to slow the car down. And it was not neat, but it was the best that we could do given the circumstances. So now it's been sorted. We are trying to go back now to a repeat of the first 2 stages of the day. But now the beauty is because it's dried up a little bit. Now I'm willing to give it my all, because this is it. This is the last 2 stages of the day. So if I don't cooler guys here, then I'm stuck where I am. So there's not much time to be gained, to be honest with you. But still, this is our best shot now. I have to put our best foot forward. Katam. We drove back to service. They fixed the pipe anyway, and got us back out of the second loop. They changed the plugs again, so at least for whatever reason the car started behaving a little bit better, so we knew we could had a fighting chance. So we went in full-on commitment now to that, I think that was the Malewa stage. But within 5 km of the stage we found Kefa, the Ugandan, with the 10, that flown off. It was a jump. I don't know how they graded it, but the way they landed, one wheel, the front left wheel just sheared up. And the car just turned and blocked the entire road. So by the time we were getting there, Duncan was ahead of us. We found Duncan, ourselves, and behind us was Hamza and a few other cars. So they red flagged us, which basically means that we cannot continue with racing within that stage as stipulated. So after that car was moved out, we drove out. It just seemed that entire rally had worked not to our favor. So I just let it go. I couldn't fight it. We tried pushing that last deer stage as much as we could. I couldn't make up anything that we'd lost in all those days. We were just willing to accept the finish at that point. Disappointed in the outcome of events, but happy that we actually completed the event. So yeah, that was my run. One to remember, one for the next.
Considering the fact that we didn't have power, and again without brakes, that really meant that we had to really use his skills, and man, the guy drove. Yeah.
First, I would thank God because the team is so amazing. These young boys were out for it completely. On that Friday night, they managed to work on the car. Yes, and I can tell you the team is fantastic. This is the best team I think we've ever had in this team. The boys, they really worked hard. They really worked hard.
Right now, we are really looking forward to facing Safari, because I believe we'll be right ready. Our car will be prepared, and because we had not opened up the car before. So I expect this to be done quite well, and I hope to attack those stages once again during Safari.
We got the car from Eric Bengi, Menengai Cream Racing Team, and we've actually been working with his team very closely to actually see us improve since when we had the Subaru. And for this one event, you know, if there are people I would thank, I'd start with God, my mechanics, and their families, and my family. That's the slot number 2. Number 3 is Eric Bengi, Menengai Cream Team. Number 4 we have Karan Patel and his dad and his team. They all came through to help us make this event what it was. And the guys who helped us sort out our gearbox mess. First day, you know, with the gremlins of power. After that, they're all those guys. Isa, Mwari, Hussein, Malik. All these guys are giving themselves. And I'm very grateful for all those teams for coming together to help us to make this event what it was. And actually, most of them haven't finished, which is the most unfortunate thing. They went out on a limb to help us come. But we're happy. I'm really glad for the partnership.
We're here. It was a fantastic event. I would not have changed anything.
All right, congratulations, ladies and gentlemen. Evans Kavisi and Absalom Aswani. Congratulations, guys.
Well done to the team, Evans Kavisi and Absalom Aswani. Kavisi, together with team, of course, had a very interesting start to the rally. They had to change their gearbox in the first night just before leg 1. And of course, when you think about such effects coming along at the start of the rally, definitely it can dampen your spirits. But a man who says never, he did that and was able to get ready for the first leg and to the second leg. And we do really congratulate him for this finish. And it's good to see the GREENLIFE Motorsports team well represented here. Evans Kavisi and Absalom Aswani.
Brilliant performance, considering all you've been through during the rally as well. So guys, we'll see you at the next event. Congratulations, and also brilliant that you've upgraded the car as well. Awesome guys.